Welcome to Crushing Kayfabe. My name is Jason Garish. Thank you for tuning in. Before I get too involved, I'd like to thank everybody who sent me birthday wishes. Today's my birthday. Thank you, everybody. Let's see. We had to work, unfortunately, but it is what it is. Had a decent day at work, I guess. My wife got me a skateboard for my birthday, so because that's how everybody my age should be risking their life and limb is on a skateboard. But I love the thing, so I really wanted it. So she was nice enough to buy it, and it's kind of neat. It's one of these shark wheel skateboards, and it's got this weird zigzag pattern on the wheel, but it's the smoothest thing I've ever ridden on. So it's really really amazing board. Wow, and she ended up getting it for really dirt cheap on clearance. So that's pretty cool. Have a little cake later on and whatnot. But thank you everyone for wishing me well wishes. Thank you very much. Tomorrow's my last day in antibiotics, so hopefully I'll be over this stupid sinus infection by then, and won't need that anymore. But yeah, it's been a fun last couple of weeks between everyone at work and my son passing around some deadly virus. It's been a real joy. But thankfully I've had some wrestling to watch, so keep me going here. Let's see. First Monday night we had Raw. We had Gunther starting to show off, being interrupted by Finn Balor, and is this new music for Judgment Day? I guess I like it. I don't know. I mean, they're obviously setting up for a Saturday night main event. It ends up being a three-way on the actual card because they knew that Balor versus Gunther wasn't going to draw, so they eventually added Damian Priest to the match. But let's see. We had Judgment Day about to enter the ring, interrupted by Damian Priest. You know, Balor's whole logic in this is that he prevented Damian Priest from taking the belt off of Gunther, so he thinks he deserves to get a title shot, all that, but I hope they don't put the belt on Balor eventually. Let's see, Balor gets beat up by Priest, and Gunther attacks Priest. So I guess we're continuing that feud with a little side trip with Finn Balor. Had the Wyatt 6 versus the Final Testament with Cross pinning Uncle Howdy after some interference by Paul Ellering. I like this. I like this a lot. I like them elevating Final Testament. I like how the Ellering surprised everybody by coming out. I like this. I think this is going to be an excellent feud. I think these factions match up well together. An interview segment by CM Punk. Then we had Liv Morgan versus Dakota Kai, and with Pure Fusion Collective coming to the ring, Liv wins with interference from PFC. Damage Control out for the save. Seth out to the ring after this. We had Sammy interrupting. It's some good stuff actually being set up for Saturday night's main event. I mean, I'm kind of viewing this almost as a PLE, almost like a free PLE for if you think about it, for NBC. We had Drew ambushing Sammy on his way to the ring. This obviously setting up a match between Sammy and Drew at Saturday night's main event. Let's see, we had Ivy Niles versus Selena Vega versus Lyra Valkyria, with Lyra winning. No real surprise there. We had a segment with New Day coming out to the ring where Xavier Woods actually steals a camera from a cameraman. They're getting booed like crazy. Which is good. After that, we had Rhea versus Raquel Rodriguez, which I didn't even bother to put down now. Come on, I don't care. Sorry. I like both of these girls. Rhea's awesome. Raquel is what had the potential to be really great, and I was a big supporter of hers. I just and she's getting a lot better back. She's getting somewhat back to her old shape. I think she was just afraid when she came back. Man, she looked crazy rusty when she initially came back. I'm not real wasn't real impressed with her, and now she's starting to get a little bit better. Let's see, SmackDown. I had SmackDown in my old stomping grounds of Hartford, Connecticut, at the Excel Center, if I'm not mistaken. Where else would it be? Because they're not going to have it outside, obviously, Xfinity. We had the Jimmy Uso can't come out with Drew going after him. There's some interesting fan theories going around online about possibility of Drew teaming up with The Rock and going after the original Bloodline because of the whole thing with Roman getting beaten and whatnot. So it would make an interesting storyline. I don't know if I believe that, but there's got to be a reason why Drew is going after all these guys that are part of the Bloodline. And if that is the case, is Kevin Owens end up being part of this, which would be more interesting. But yeah, Drew comes out and ambushes Jimmy, who already has a broken toe, so he's already on the shelf. But let's see. Tiffany Stratton versus Mia Chin in the semifinal round for the U.S. Championship tournament, the women's U.S. Championship tournament, with Mia Chin winning via pinfall. Sorry, pitfall. Sure, yeah. Let's see. A DIY promo, good one. Gargano got to show a little bit of his personality and his heel side. It was good. I'm liking Gargano as a heel more than I do as him as a babyface. So we had a Roman Reigns promo. Trying to get through this quickly so I can get to main event. But let's see. Carmelo Hayes versus Braun Strowman, with Strowman getting the win. Then we have, after that, we even have some exchange between Strowman and whatnot and Hayes, and we'll see what comes out of that. I don't know if they're going to try to get a feud going out of that, but Braun decidedly beats Hayes. We had Solo Sikoa with the Bloodline versus LA Knight. Solo Sikoa, I should say. LA Knight via disqualification wins. Obviously, we had interference from the Bloodline. We had a Motor City Machine Guns vignette. Let's see, Bayley versus Chelsea Green with Chelsea Green winning, which I was extremely happy to see. Had a very good Nakamura promo. And then we had the Cody Rhodes, Kevin Owens, Michael Cole segment, which is setting up for main event. Which kind of brings us to main event. Saturday night main event. What has it been, like 40 years since we've had one of these? I like the old school intro and the music and whatnot. Even the vignettes and promos kind of had an old school feel to them. In walking out, they didn't have, the typical full, display screen in the right after the gorilla position, that they typically have the big screen. This was a little bit tamed down, which kind of gave a little bit of an old school feeling. I like this. It was fun. I mean, will it be the old Saturday night main event? No, obviously not. It's 2024, but it had some cool little retro vibes to it, which I enjoyed. It kind of reminded me of my childhood. I didn't get to see a whole lot of the main events. Obviously, they were on late at night. They'd preempt Saturday Night Live for the Saturday Night main events, and they're obviously not doing that anymore. They're putting it on prime time, 8 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock my time. But in New York, they had it. Once again, like I said, loving the old school intro and feel. Jesse Ventura coming out for kind of a, I don't know if you want to call it the guest commentator spot or whatever you want to call it. Sounds good. He's not the Jesse of old, but he had some good zingers and some good one-liners. Doing the old school heel shtick. It was fun to hear him again on the mic. I enjoyed that. It kind of brought me back to my old school days. And came out with the boa, which was cool. Trying to salvage a little bit of the old look. But it was good to see Pat McAfee too again. Glad to see him. I love him on commentary. I think he's one of the better guys out there. With Michael Cole and Pat announcing the majority of the show here. Start things off with Drew versus Sammy. Once again, this had a big quote-unquote main event feel all of the entire night. It was, almost like a PLE type thing. It's almost like they're giving away a PLE, like I said previously, So that's kind of fun. Let's see. Drew versus Sammy with Drew winning. No real shocker there. No real big surprise. Sammy can eat the win. It doesn't matter to him. Drew really needed to, I think, come back and decidedly win something after losing Hell in a Cell. So I think that was the smart way to book this. And after that we had Io versus Liv with Liv retaining. No big shocker there. No, I don't think anybody wants to see the belt back on Io. I like Io too. I just she's kind of become a spot monkey, though. I mean, she obviously doesn't have much for promo skills. It's so hard with the language barrier. She can't really emote as much as she can. Not like Io. I think she's great in the ring, and she's fun to watch. But yeah, I'm glad that they kept the belt on Liv. With Rhea coming out after the match, and they were saying something to the effect of Liv might have broken her nose during that match. I haven't seen anything. If anybody has an update on that, please post below. I don't know if that's true or not. I hope not. But let's see. After that, we had the Gunther versus no altercation between Rhea and Liv. She just came out and kind of stared down Liv. After that, we had the Gunther versus Finn versus Priest, and it's funny they did a lot of the kind of introductory. If you've never watched wrestling before type of thing. So they're obviously trying to attract new viewers and attract casuals to the product, which was a good thing. We had Gunther versus Finn versus Priest next. And at this point, it seemed like the intros were becoming longer and longer. I don't know if that's true or not, but it definitely seemed that way at this point. It seemed like they're dragging those intros out, which, they had 5 matches on the card. They really didn't have to do anything like that. But, with Gunther pinning Balor, that way Damien doesn't eat the pin and Gunther retains the belt. So it's not really, no real big shocker there. But let's see, after that we had Mia Yim versus Chelsea Green. So happy that Chelsea Green won this. They obviously have plans for Mia Yim, but Chelsea deserves this belt. This thing was tailor-made for her, and I was so happy to see her win this belt. This will be great for the mid-card / upper mid-card, to elevate some girls, and Chelsea is awesome. She's got great personality, and she's very underrated in the ring. I think she's one of the better girls in the ring, to tell you the truth. And because she plays that comedy element She never really gets to display that, unfortunately. But I'm real happy that she won this belt. So she's the first women's U.S. champion. Yeah. After this, we had the main event: KO versus Cody. Kevin Owens versus Cody. They had been talking about a gift that Triple H was going to give to Cody, and this is the absolutely perfect night to debut. This was the wing belt title, which was what Triple H gifted to Cody. Perfect. I love the old school belt. I think it looks great. I think it reminds me back to almost like an NWA type days. Obviously it wasn't. It was the belt similar to what Hogan wore and whatnot. But yeah, I'm real glad to see that. And to debut that on that night was absolutely perfect. One thing about this, it was old school in one way that I hate, and I'm sorry, but this match reminded me how much I absolutely despise ref bumps. I cannot stand ref bumps, and they had at least 2 in this, and there was a chair involved. I mean, it was kind of a throwback match in that way, but I was hoping I'd never see crap like this again. But it brought the story along, and it conveyed the story, and KO introduces a chair into the ring, which Cody ends up retaining after he crossroads Kevin Owens onto the chair. And there were multiple times where it's kind of like, man, is Cody looking like a heel here? I don't know. I mean, Kevin Owens obviously was the heel going into this, but there were a couple of moments, especially with the chair, that Cody looked kind of heelish. So I don't know. Are they gonna turn Cody heel? Are they gonna do that? I don't know. I personally don't think they would, and I don't think it would be a smart thing to do, only because Cody does move merch. So I don't know if they'll do that, but man, did they tease that quite a bit within this match, Or is this just something to fuel the what's the word I'm looking for? Fuel the feud between these guys, I should say, Do we know when the next Saturday Night Main Event is going to be? January 25th. Having 6 weeks from now. Okay. So doing it almost like a PLE. Going to do it almost monthly. All right. Interesting. All right. So is this going to be in place of a PLE, or is this going to... How's this going to work? But yeah, overall, I know a lot of people are kind of crapping on this, this show online, but I enjoyed it, and it gave them a nostalgic feel, despite what a lot of people saying. It made me kind of reminisce about those old days, and staying up late as a little kid trying to watch Saturday Night's Main Event. It was fun. It was fun. I enjoyed it. And they paid tribute to Mean Gene on there. They had Jimmy Hart in the audience. There were a bunch of old school references. I think wasn't Tito Santana at one point in the audience. So there's a lot of nostalgia and a lot of old school references. So they might even get some old school fans back, in addition to some casual fans that tuned in and didn't realize what was on that night, kind of thing. I'd like to see what the ratings are. Do they have the ratings in yet, or is that still... Let's see if I can bring this... I've closed this browser about 1 million times right now. Saturday Night Main Event. Let's see. Are ratings available? Are they? I don't know. Let's see. I don't see the rings. I don't think the rings have come out yet. I could be wrong, but star rings. Oh, who cares about star rings? Yeah, I don't know. I'm very curious to see what this pulls for ratings. Saturday night is a weird thing. I guess a lot of the thing about previous time slot, which was the same time slot that Saturday Night Live has now. You pull in some people after they got done, partying and going out for the Saturday night. I don't know if Saturday night's never been a hotbed for television, I think. So I don't know if that. Well, it'll be real interesting, like I said, see what they pull for ratings. But hey, it was a fun night. It was cool to see it again. And was it January 25th? I think is the next one. So 5th or 26th, I'm not sure. But I'll be sure to tune in. It was fun. And it had kind of a PLE feel, but still remained within 2 hour time limit. So that's always good when you have kids and have to work the next day, but that's about all I have for today. Like I said, once again, thank you for all the birthday wishes. Check us out on crushingkayfabe.com, crushing with a K. Check us out on Patreon. And for $1 a month, you can get all the video and audio episodes for ad-free, so $1 a month you can get those. If you're in the Western Tennessee area, check out Then and Now in Trenton. They're right on the square, right across from the courthouse. You can't miss it. Then and Now, and tell them that Crushing Kayfabe sent you. All right. And as always, like I said, thank you for the birthday wishes, everyone, and grateful to have another trip around the sun. Grateful. Every year, every day alive is a blessing. So I'm grateful. Getting older is not fun, but it kind of beats the alternative. But thank you, everyone, and like I said, check us out on Patreon, check us out crushingkayfabe.com, on YouTube, on Spotify, and hey, thank you for tuning in, thank you for listening, and God bless.